Okay, everybody. So I'm in Photoshop 2018, and we have something new called artboards. If you're familiar with Adobe Illustrator, we we have artboards in Illustrator, and now we have them in Photoshop. So the benefit to that is you can do a bunch of different projects in one. Um, anyway, it's kind of cool. So I'm going to start at the top, and this is just your move tool, and you can just hit V on your keyboard. I do that all the time. If we click and hold down, the next thing is our Marquee Tools, and I mean I just use these first two, mostly the elliptical. And if you look at these images, you can see that they have little icons right here. That's because they're smart objects, and I'm going to be able to open them up and make changes, and then it'll make changes here for me. It's really kind of cool. But if you have images in Photoshop and you're having trouble getting them to work, look to see if this is here, and you want to rasterize that layer just by clicking with two fingers, and you want to rasterize it. Okay, I don't want to because I'll show you why. So I'm going to double click here, and I started out in the demo. That's where my main thing is. And when I double clicked on it, it came to this one, which is it's a smart object. So it opens up as its own little file. It's kind of cool. Let's see here. So let me delete this because I've already deleted layer mask. Okay. So I was going to show you how to use the elliptical marquee tool. So I was trying to put Ellen's eyes on me, and this is how I did it. Okay. So we're doing a circle, and if you want it to be a perfect circle, you can hold Shift, and you can make it bigger or smaller. And look, it's not lined up with her eye, so I can hit the space bar and move it over. Okay, it's a little small. That's all right. We can select, modify, and we can feather. 2 or 3. Let's try 3. Haven't tried that yet. Say OK, and then hit your little mask. Boop. So there's that little eye right there. So I'm going to hit Command T, and I can put it right where it goes, right there. That looks kind of nice. I can lower the opacity a little bit because it looks kind of creepy right now. Another thing you can do is you can actually go to soft light. See how it made it just look beautiful. It kind of makes it look normal. But watch this. So I can go up to File, Save. I'd usually just do Command S. Apply transformation. Yep. Okay. Remember before this had 2 weird eyes down here, remember? And so when I come over here, they're not there anymore. So that's a benefit of having smart objects, is you can open them up, make changes, and come back over here, and the changes are already done. The only way that I can see how that would really benefit you is if you have one object that's repeated a bunch of times, like for instance this fly, and you want to change something, like add something like that, hit Command S, and you come back over here and see it made all the changes. It's cool. Smart objects are really neat. I think they're really neat. Save changes, save, always save, right? Maybe not always. Okay, so the next one is, we're going to go down here to the Lasso. The Lasso tool is one that I don't use very often. I don't even know how to explain this. Let's see here. So the Lasso tool is one that can just go like this. I don't have my Wacom tablet, so it looks horrible. So to get rid of that, I'm going to hit Command D. Click and hold down the polygonal lasso. I have no idea because I don't ever use it. It looks like it just does straight lines. Not sure how that's not different from a pen tool. Okay. How do I get off of this? Don't know. I'm hitting delete if you're wondering. Okay. Click and hold down. Magnetic lasso. I've heard this is a horror. But if you do like using this, a trick is to go really slow. And if you mess up, you're in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. If you mess up, that's when people go, I don't know what to do. I know I did that. So again, if you just hit delete, it'll go back. It'll go back in time. You have to kind of shrink with it though. See, I'm moving this with it. I'm hitting just the delete button. And that's one way to select. I never, ever, ever use that. So just to let you know. I know some people like it though. I know some people do. You just hit delete. You can't hit Command Z, it doesn't work. It's tricky. Okay, so here's what I normally use is I use the quick selection tool. But guess what? For this particular image, I can just use the magic wand because look, it's magic. See, I just clicked once and it selected the whole background and boom, it's gone. What you have to do is you have to do Command I. But see, now it's a transparent background. It's called a PNG, if you're wondering. So I'm going to hit Command S. What the heck? Aw, I'm not sure what happened here. Oh, it's got to be flattened. Flatten. Okay, and then save. Let's see if there's not really any changes because it put the white background back, didn't it? Yeah, I can't really tell that it did anything. Let's see here. So the magic wand is really cool. So let me show you my favorite tool, and it's click and hold down, and it's the quick selection tool. And I've used it for this little fly right here. And let's see if that's the one I want to show you. I think so. Okay, so let me take these off and click. Okay, it's a smart object, so there we go. I did this earlier today and it took me forever, so I just want to let you know. I clicked and held down, now I let go. I just want to let you know that the better you get this selection at the beginning before you go into select and mask or refine edge or whatever it is you like to do, the easier or the better it will be. Okay, now I want to get rid of this, so I'm going to hold down the Option key. I don't want all these little dot thingies. And something I just learned by experimenting is you can just kind of click. I'm just clicking. Oopsie, Command Z. Command Z again. Okay, I'll get this in a minute with something else. Well, see how long it takes? It's crazy. But watch, I'm going to show you something really cool in a minute. It's going to be worth your wait, I promise. Okay, I know from doing this earlier that it does not want to select these legs very good. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now. I just know from doing this it's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out so you can see. Okay, so I've selected it, and then if you like Refine Edge, which is in the old Photoshop, you can hold down Command Option and hit R, I believe, and the old Refine Edge pops up. I'm going to say cancel because the select and mask, it looks pretty much the same, if not the same. It might even be the same. So I'm going to zoom into this, and right now I have it on view as onion skin, but I think for this particular image we could put it black on white so we can see what's going to happen. So here's why Refine Edge, or whatever this new one's called, works really well, is you can bump up this edge detection, and look, it starts showing you all these little bitty hairs and stuff. It's really kind of cool. It works really good if you're trying to select hair or fur or all kinds of stuff. So what you have to do is you just go back around. This is why it's good to put it back on onion skin so that you can see that it didn't select right here. So you can tell, you got to make sure you're clicked on the right one right here. The top one is the quick selection, and the next one is refine edge. And this one's just a brush, so. You know what? I just need a brush for this one, I think. I just need to tell Photoshop, hey, I need this leg. Give me this leg back. What are you doing? Taking my leg away. Okay, so I could spend all day doing this. I'm not going to because I don't think y'all want to sit here and watch me do this. Ooh, I need to get rid of this, don't I? I'm going to hold Option and see if that's what it wants us to do. There, it's starting to disappear. I'll put it back on black and white so you can see. Look at that, that's cool. Sometimes this works really well, sometimes it doesn't work at all, y'all. I just have to tell you. Sometimes it's not my friend. And I just, crazy thing. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out. And when we can hit Smart Radius. Ooh, there, look at that. That's probably a little bit too much. My computer's lagging, no. Okay, so there's all these other options here. I haven't really found a reason why I need to use those. I do know you need to decontaminate colors. I don't know what that means. Make sure you do new layer with a layer mask and say okay. Now if I had time, I would click on this mask and go in and get these little details just with a regular brush, B for brush. If this is, the mask is black, we need to switch it to white to get these to come back. So you can go and refine the edge even better. I'm going to hit X, so I can get rid of some. I'm not really getting rid of them. I'm actually just hiding them. That's why masks are good, because you're not really erasing anything. When you erase something, it's gone. It's gone forever. Okay, let's see how I'm kind of cleaning this up a little bit. I'm just going to hit Command S because you get the idea. I did not know this. Flatten layers and discard extra data and necessary. Oh, well, I'll be darned. I did not know that. Okay, so flatten layer. Discard hidden layers, okay. And then, looks kind of creepy, doesn't it? Command S. Okay. And then, let's come back over here. And the fly has been changed because it's a smart object. Let's see here. So that was the quick selection and magic wand. Crop tool. If you click and hold down, there's all these different things in here. I'm going to hold crop, and let's go to this one, my little Howie monster. And click here. He's actually not a smart object, which is okay. We'll just zoom into him. And let's say that we just wanted to crop his head. So I've got the crop tool. I'm going to crop. It's not going to let us. Interesting. That's the whole thing. You got to crop the whole thing. When you have smart objects, it's not going to let you do it. That is weird. So, somebody in one of my classes today said, what if we wanted to just take his head? Well, I would probably use the elliptical, but you can't use the crop tool when you have like two pictures on an image, because it'll crop everything on the image. So a good way to do it is just to use this and then Command J if you need to crop something. Okay. That was a big question today. Somebody said, well, I've got all these pictures on my thing and I just want to crop them. but when I hit the crop tool, it deletes everything around it. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. Come back, Howie. Come back. Okay, this next one is called the Eyedropper Tool. And what that is for is mainly if you're painting or you're trying to match colors just perfectly. Let's see here. For this one, I believe, I'm trying to remember. So for the lips, I wanted my lips to be the same color as this one. I'm going to disable this just for a minute. I wanted my lips to be the same color, so I just hit this eyedropper tool. You have to be clicked on the actual image. Okay, and then I came over here to mine and painted the color on here. Okay, with a lot lower opacity than what I just did. So here with my opacity, I can just hit the number 4. And here I have to hold shift and I can change it that way. I make it 1. I could make it 10 and 10. That's what I would probably do if I really was going to do this. Real light. And if that's not enough, I'm going to bump it up to 40. Yeah, it's actually doing something. It's real light. I'm going to bump it up to 90 just so you can see it. There we go. See? I think I can see it, but I don't think y'all can. So I'm going to, there you go. So you can see it now. So it matches colors. So let's say that we wanted to match this color because you really like this color. So you can do an eyedropper tool. You can actually click here and it'll tell you the number of the color too, which is kind of cool. Okay. So there's other things in here. I'm not familiar with the pencil tool. Wait, that's not where I am. I'm on this one. I do know how to use the color sampler tool, and it's really hard. You'll have to watch a video on that. You just click and hold down and it'll tell you what the numbers are for the color. Like, see where I'm moving around, and over here the colors are changing, see? So, I mean, it's a very advanced way of color matching. I used to do it, but I don't do it this way anymore because it's just too much trouble. Okay, so I'm going to skip down to here to the clone stamp, and I'm going to show you how I use the clone stamp tool on this one. When I merged our faces, well, you can see here on the tip of my nose here, it's not this same texture. So with the clone stamp tool, if you have your opacity kind of low, a little bit low, and you hold the option key down and you click, it will clone whatever's up here. Now that looks horrible, so I'm going to hit Command Z. Let's see here. Hold option. I'm trying to find, just do it right there. Because I want her skin texture, not my skin texture. And here's a better example. Let's say that I wanted a third eye right here. I know that sounds crazy, but this demonstrates what this clone stamp does. So if you hold option down and you do a sampling here, then it's actually cloning what you had selected over here. And if you want it to be 100%, then you just change that to 100%. Okay. I'm going to hit Command 0 to make it full screen. Oh my goodness gracious. That's the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Okay. So let's see if it'll let me Command S. Probably not. Did it really? I think it did. Yeah, it did. Look. Sometimes, I don't know. I'll have to figure out what's going on, but it looked like it worked for that one. Let's see here. So I did skip over some spot healing and patch. Spot healing is really good, like if you have pimples. I don't really have an example of that. I don't think I do. But the patch tool, I could show you how it works. The patch tool is where you draw, and then it's a smart object, so it's not going to let me do it. Okay, where you draw and you move it, it changes it to whatever the texture is here to there. Ooh, that's creepy. That's really creepy. I don't like that. Okay, Command S, so we can see if it changed it. It did, look, it changed it in this thing. That's creepy. I like it. So that's the patch tool. Gosh, there's so many different things here. Content aware is good if you wanted to take something out of a picture and you want it to fill in with, gosh, I don't even know how to show you this. Let's see. I don't even know if this is going to work. Let's just see. You have to be on the right layer. Okay, where's the snake? Okay. Gosh darn it, where is that snake? Okay, so it might work. I don't know. Let's see. So if you select something, you have to be actually on the layer. So I selected something and it's kind of hard to show you. That's not a good example. Hang on. You know what? I'll show you this in the next video because it's probably been a long time.